Hello everyone, Night Guy here. Wanted to show off two chess pieces that I've reacquired. I bought these a while back when I was first getting into collecting replica armor for armored combat and LARPing and training, etc. I picked this up in a set and I was kind of duped. The way they took the picture made it look like it was a full, cuirass, I guess you could say, with shoulder pauldrons and neck gorget. So I was just thrilled that it came with so many pieces for only about 200 bucks. So long ago, I can't remember who it was that sold it. It was the only set that they had. Should have known something was off there. But anyways, I grabbed it, and I'm not too upset. In the end, the picture was misleading. It only had one picture. That should have been also a giveaway. Shame on me. And just the way it was set up, it looked like a full set put together, as it would be on a torso. Anyways, I couldn't see the back piece. I could only see this front piece with the pauldrons and the gorget, so I thought it looked really nice. But come to find out, when I received it, the shoulder pauldrons really work really well with the gorget. The gorget works really well, but these are two front pieces, not a front and a back. And it looks like they don't even match up to the time period, I guess you could say. To the right here, it looks like almost muscle armor, and to the left here, it looks like more traditional breastplate, knightly styled. Anyways, the cool thing about these that I didn't realize when I had got them originally was I believe this is like a stamped steel or almost even a hardened, semi-hardened steel. I'm not 100% sure. It's really hard to tell, but it doesn't feel like the standard soft 18 gauge, 20 gauge stuff that you normally get costume, replica wise. A lot of the helmets I have that are like that, they dent really easy. And though this thing has some dents, because I did some torture testing, I was trying to do a video, but I messed up. So if you can remember where the dents are, I'll try to make some new ones. You can see I have a pretty significant one there. But the test that I was doing, I had these just flat on the floor and I was just hitting them. I'm going to do something like that again for you now. However, I don't feel it was the greatest analog, because typically it's going to be on a human torso and they're going to be moving, there's going to be something under them. Plus, that much force going downward like I did in this hit is just a bit much, for just a thin piece of steel. Anything will really hammer it down, so to speak, and I was using definitely a lot of leverage on the pole arm that I was using. Anyways, I'm going to show you, I just wanted to show you the dents so you can memorize them. I'm going to try this on, fit it. This episode in the channel, if you're new to watching, Night Guy here, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying what you're seeing. This episode is about, trying to get some functionality back out of these breastplates, and some fitting. So let me go ahead and get them set up. So I kept the gorget from the set. The shoulder pauldrons, I actually did some fabrication and I modified a very poor man's coat of plates and added those pauldrons to that coat of plates. And they worked really well. What led me to believe that this may be a hardened steel is only because those shoulder pauldrons were extremely difficult to drill through. Normally most of the steels, when I grind them or cut through them or drill through them, it's not that difficult as it was. So this is the breastplate, so get me the breastplate stretcher. So this is about how it would look, on me if I was to wear it, in a LARPing scenario or battle or training. I need to get it a little more fitted in on the sides, I can already say that. Me and Tiger Ninja are going to try to get together and do, an armor fitting day to do some more fabricating and fitting in general. I got to get some straps to go across the back. But I would wear it just like so. Definitely with some chainmail like so. One of the things I love about chainmail, I'm a big fan of chainmail on this channel, if you don't already know that. Chainmail is just great to fill in the gaps, as well as it's super convenient, to wear, form, and fit. You don't have to worry about fitting it to you so much. A belt works pretty much just fine, even if it's a little bit big. But anyhow, I feel like I could definitely pull this off once it was strapped. Only hold it in place because it's not strapped yet. But if I was to, go around with a sword, at an event, this would be really nice. I would have to clean it up. It's definitely super rusted, but that was my fault. When I originally got it, I didn't really know enough about, you know, rust prevention, and I'm learning more and more as I go. But this is actually from sweat. A good little, you know, real groundwork lesson was how hot it gets in the armor when you have the layers of padding. If you decide to wear that underneath the chainmail and the plates. And I was just sweating a lot, and that's kind of what all this is from. Was from exactly where I was sweating on the armor. The one night that I really got to pull off wearing the full set. Unfortunately, I didn't get to record it, but it was a mess. I was terrible out there. I was like a stiff pots and pans robot. You know, I felt like a tank. I could walk through a lot of attacks, but I took a lot more attacks than I would normally. So I guess that's the give and take with armor that's not fitted correctly. Anyways, it was really hot. I sweated a lot. So unfortunately, I didn't really take too good care of this one. I ended up leaving them in Tiger Ninja's care. CJ's the nickname. You know, just to see if he could find any use. He wanted to try to modify them, but he never got around to it. It's a pain in the butt with working full time. It's hard to do any projects. I can vouch for that. I'm so far behind on armor and weapon projects. Anyway, so I got them back, and we're gonna try to, you know, restore them a bit. Anyways, this is a sparring sword that I like to use. Pretty tough. It's blunted and rounded. So we're gonna see how this thing takes some hits, takes some thrusts. Okay, and then here's some hits. Some good two-handed hits there. Not bad. I also decided to bring out my great axe, my training great axe. This was a self-made. Do some hits with that. I'm gonna not try to go too hard because that's what I was mentioning. The one big dent I did was when I tried to do this video previously using this. I went a little too hard downward. You know, for what I feel for a video like this. You know, having something of this nature just on a flat surface like that and hitting it with that much force with a two-handed device, tool, or weapon is just a bit overkill. But anyways, I almost forgot. Let me bring that back to show you. Just some minor dents. So, you know, I'm pretty pleased with the results on that. Now let's show off the other one. And let me change my helmet here also while I'm at it. Something a little more suited for the muscle armor. This is like a muscle armor with no abs. I guess you could call it a dad bod muscle armor. But I have pretty much the same problem. You know, I feel like this needs to be a little more, you know, come in a little more on the sides here. I have a lot of space, if you can see that. And just don't need that. I feel like there's better mobility for the arms on this one. So, you know, I feel like this kind of armor you would definitely go for shield and sword, especially if you're going more historical. I feel like, you know, this is mainly like something Greeks would be using, or, you know, maybe even the Romans. I'm pretty confident they all had muscle armor. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if muscle armor was common in the knightly era, but same situation. I don't think it looks too bad either. Let me know what you think. So we're going to do the same thing. Just see what kind of damage we get. Alright. And no, not bad here. Once again, just a few dents. So I'm pretty sure by the time we're done, this thing is going to be pockmarked with dents. Let's go ahead and do the, you know, to be fair, do the same test. So we use the same tools. So I'm going to bring out the two-handed training great axe again. Okay. Whoops, knocked down some of my figures. That always happens. It's really hard to keep them all standing at all times. But anyhow, let's set this down. Let's go ahead and get my breastplate off the ground there and see how we did. So, nothing substantial, just some dents. You know, can't really complain about that. I think it's ready to go. I think it'll work great. You know, especially for what I'm doing. I don't need it to look the prettiest as long as it protects us. On the channel, we do a lot of armored combat training, if you could call it that. You know, it's, you know, not exactly what you'd see, you know, professionally. None of us are professionals. We're all self-taught, self-trained, but we've been training together for a while, and we try to learn as much as we can. It's all a great learning experience. Just like learning, you know, what not to get when you're buying armor. Anyhow, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. I can't wait to show this off. This new piece of protection. I think it'll go well in the setups that I'm thinking of putting together with them, as well as the other breastplate. Lately, we've been doing the exact opposite, using the least amount of protection possible, doing foam weapons. I uploaded some videos with us doing training with foam weapons. Go ahead and check those out if you haven't seen any of them. But we train with all sorts of variety of weapons, if you don't already know. Polymer plastics, wood, steel weapons, as you've seen. Those are actually the two training instruments that I use for this test, is the training instruments that we use for a battle training. Anyhow, you know, so you always have to be very safe. Safety is number one. I recommend if you ever try this stuff at home, please be safe. Use protective gear, eye protection, head protection, face protection, neck protection, pretty much everything, you know, if you can, especially when you're beginning. But I try to get more modern, conventional, you know, body protection, whether it be hardware styled or athletic. Even getting into some tactical stuff. The functionality on that is really debatable. Airsoft armor, you know, they're making some pretty cool stuff that is kind of functional for what we're doing. And of course, medieval style. That's what got me into this channel, doing this channel. Originally was a passion for medieval arms and armor and weaponry and combat. And so, you know, I try to go for at least medieval inspired. You know, a lot of it's not close. Armor is very expensive, so it can be a little tough to get some good stuff. It takes some time to put it all together. And then, you know, you still got to make fabrications and repairs anyways. Well, that's been my rant on the armor. You know, these are the breastplates. Thank you for watching, and you have a good day.